you are a viewer and you try to apply that advice to your specific situation, that might not apply to your jurisdiction. Yeah. So there's no recourse. You can't go back to the lawyer and say, hey, wait a minute, you gave me this advice, and it turned out to be bad, and you end up with sorry. It was free online general advice. You really keep that in mind as well.
Well, I think for normal people, we need to be even more cautious when someone else is seeking us for this particular type of inquiry. Steve, you mentioned it before the show that there was someone who was looking for your house.
Oh,
is that a show related to that?
This happened many years ago. Yeah, this is another great point. If you are commenting online on a live stream, be careful what you're commenting, because you don't know what can be used against you later on. Here's what I mean. This was when I was living in the city, and we had a caller show on Saturdays. We were live on Saturdays. And one day, this guy called, and he said something about his wife. And he said, oh, she's this really amazing wife, and she takes care of me very well. Something along those lines. About 6 months later, our show got a call, not on air. Our show got a call, and it was his wife requesting to have the audio of her husband saying she is a great wife because they were going to court to get a divorce, and part of his claim that she was a terrible wife. So she wanted the audio of him saying how great a wife she was. I said, I have no idea. You have to talk to the station about this. I don't know anything more about that. But what you do is, if you're on one of these live streams, be careful, the information you're sharing, because it's not protected, right? You're not in a lawyer's office. You haven't signed a contract to have that lawyer-client confidentiality agreement. So be careful, right? Back to the lawyer's side of things, where it's a great opportunity to get a new client base. But I want to talk a little bit about that performative aspect. Is it fair to say that lawyers might feel that that's an effective way to get new clients is through making their live streams a little bit more of a performance rather than simply giving out legal advice?
Based on the previous live streams I watched and also some screenshots that I found during the research, I don't think all of the lawyers that are doing live streams feel like they need to. As long as they give good case examples, as long as they demonstrate a strong professionality in what they do, people would still stick around and listen to what they have to share. And even better, if there are more and more open mic sessions in certain live streams that's conducted by one of the lawyers, he tends to get a bigger flow of audience from time to time, and that is helping him to increase in his fan base. By the fact that he is appreciating that, I would assume he's working around, but for these type of live streams, that's enough for them. It's not like everybody, well, there are some that's trying to, utilize a little bit of e-commerce side of the live stream to bring in the products for sale, and also perhaps try to perform in ways like dancing, in ways that, kind of extraordinary, like telling jokes that you wouldn't expect a lawyer to tell. There's all ways of attracting growth of audience. Lawyer doing live streams, feel the necessity of doing that.
Yeah, but the more that the market gets saturated, the more. Imagine if you're a lawyer at a law firm and your boss is pressuring you. So you're going, again, the point I made before, you're going to feel pressure to perform. And for me, I think that might create a conflict of interest, because if that, maybe at some point, you start sacrificing your professional reputation for clicks, or views, or followers. And that can be a slippery slope, because the lawyers are all of a sudden not professional anymore. But they can become burnt out. They can start to focus more on the live stream than they are on the cases.
That's also what I observe, that these lawyers, they are spending, I cannot say too much, but a lot of time and energy on these live streams during the night, and by the day they're working on their case.
Yeah. Now, if I'm in court for something, and my lawyer was up until 3 a.m. live streaming,
Yeah.
I don't want that. I want him in bed at 9 p.m. the night before, or her in bed at 9 p.m. the night before, to wreck the building to the best of their ability. I'm not saying it would happen, I'm just saying it's an interesting topic for sure, and I'm curious to see where this will go in the future. But even if you don't get some legal... Your popcorn and sit back and watch some other people get some legal advice. You're listening to Roundtable. I'm Steve today with Yushan and Xinyu, and coming up next, we're going to talk about fruit.
As you sip your morning coffee, we transport you from the sea of tulips in the countryside to the exciting moments of table tennis world. France right now to win the men's team title at table tennis. As you commute in the hustle and bustle of rush hour traffic, we guide you to navigate from intricacies of global markets,
International Monetary Fund,
tech revolutions,
To OpenAI.
to the El Nino triggered fires.
There's over 90 active fires.
As you gather around a community event, we provide you the vibrant sounds on different topics, such as how AI empowers education, sex by teachers and students, what does loom, or the Chinese dragon mean to the Chinese people,
Symbolizing great power, good luck, and strength.
why live stream shopping is gaining popularity in Brazil.
Entrepreneurs are seeking to establish a strong presence in the Brazilian market.
CGTN Radio, your constant companion to connect people through sharing insights, interviews, and opinions that help us to see the world. Together with CGTN Radio, hear the difference. You can download the CGTN app to get more valued information.
Hey there, global listeners. Get ready for the hottest discussions on the airwaves. Roundtable. Your passport to the heart of China's buzzing society. Pressing issues, lifestyle trends, and impactful policies, we're tackling them head on. With wit, wisdom, and a whole lot of fun. Discover the real China through the eyes and voices of its people. Gaining unique global perspective on topics that resonate universally.
On Roundtable, as we bridge gaps and break barriers, one discussion at a time. Be transformed.
Discussion, keep the world turning.
This is Roundtable. You're tuned in to Roundtable. I'm Steve Hatherley today with Xinyu and Yushan. Coming up, remember when buying a perfect avocado was a special treat? Something you'd maybe splurge on for a fancy brunch? Well, get ready. The whole idea is getting a software update. Across China, what people are calling fruit freedom is happening. We're seeing once luxury fruits become everyday staples. We'll learn what's going on. After that, also, do you remember when KTV was just about singing? Not anymore. Now it's where you can go for a serious meal. As office workers swap street food for private rooms, KTV's menu has become the main event. But as the line between concerts and cuisine vanishes, what's new on the menu? How does this reinvented business model survive its own identity crisis? Podcast listeners, that's you. You can find us at Roundtable China on Apple Podcasts. And don't forget, we love to hear from you. We love to hear your voice. Send your voice notes our way with your thoughts on any of the things that we discuss here on our humble program. Roundtable Podcast at QQ.com. Once again, Roundtable Podcast at QQ.com. And now, there was a time when an avocado in your shopping cart or a box of blueberries felt luxurious. It felt like a going at the grocery market spa. Those days are fading. And that's a good thing. As China's agricultural sector continues to upgrade, citizens are calling it fruit freedom, and it's becoming real. Once pricey fruits are turning into everyday domestically grown treats. And behind this change is a major price reshuffle powered by smarter tech, larger distribution networks, and a booming digital supply chain. What does it mean for us when we go to the shopper market, and what does it mean for China's broader food economics? Let's start with this. What is fruit freedom? That's a fun term.
In simpler terms, that means you can spend much less than you expect or spent previously to